Greetings and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team video, where today I'm going over the Gallowfall box for Kill Team. This was provided to me for free by Games Workshop, so I'd just like to thank them. And, you know, as always, I aim to be honest, impartial, and constructively critical. But before we get into things, please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of the box. Did you like it? Hate it? Let me know. And remember, I've got a Discord you can check out for free in the episode description below, as well as an affiliate link at Element Games if you want to buy Gallowfall, hopefully, as well as a Patreon if you want to give me some more support. But yeah, we're into the final box of Into the Dark. This is the last of the Into the Dark season, so we'll be getting a new season soon, and we can say bye to the confines of Into the Dark. For the contents of this box, once again, you get two full kill teams. You get the Heatherkin Salvagers and Felgor Ravagers. So you get the Leagues of Votann and Beastmen. So Beastmen are the new kit, and then you get Leagues of Votann. You get another set of Into the Dark. You know, you can use your fourth set if you're really good. And then an upgrade sprue with some unique terrain. Then a double-sided game board, instructions, bases, and the rulebook. So you can play with both teams and the special rules within. A standard box set contents for a box that isn't a season starter one. As for the narrative, Gallowfall is falling. Well, as per the name, the Gallow Dark ship is now falling. So we were fighting on this spaceship and the Space Hulk, and now the Gallow Dark ship itself is falling into the planet below, and everyone's trying to escape out of escape pods. So this represents everyone just literally going like, oh, we're fighting, and like, to the escape pods. So it's a nice narrative change. And, you know, even though I haven't been a fan, once I realized the narrative is all like the past season has just been on one Space Hulk, not on multiple Space Hulks, I still like the direction this is going, because apparently season 3 is going to link into this, where we will now fight across the maybe jungle planet where we crash. So that's pretty neat. For the kill teams, I'll go over them briefly. If you want to check out my kill teams, I've done full video reviews on each, which will go in depth into every operative and all their rules, but I'll briefly go over them here. So you've got the Heatherkin Salvagers, so you get 10 Leagues of Votann. You pretty much kind of get everything to build, although you would ideally want a second sprue of Heatherkin Warriors to build a full roster, having all the options. But they're 10 operatives. They're very shooty with some nice combat tech pieces, just one or two, but they're a decent shooting kill team. The aesthetics grown on me, but for my kill team, I built everyone with helmets because I don't like the heads. I think the heads make them look worse. I like the mysteriousness and kind of campy sci-fi-ness you get with the helmets. So in that regard, I quite like them, and I've used all the Void Wall basing. But they're a decent shooting team. They have some interesting mechanics with grudge tokens, where grudge tokens, if like you can give them out, and then also opponent gets grudge tokens for killing you, and then if you fight or shoot someone, for each grudge token they have, you can turn it into a crit. They generally have 7 wounds and a 3-up save instead of 8 wounds and a 4-up save, and they all hit on 4s, which is rough. But if you get within rid of them for a command point, they all hit on 3s. So there's a nice trade around there. They're a very defensive kill team, so it's actually a nice way to play a kill team. And they're very good at shooting. So they're really good at punishing people from range-ish. It's like they set up a defensive perimeter and go, okay, we're just going to castle it out, playing defensively with recon and security. If you come near me, I'm going to shoot you, then I'm going to surge forward. They do struggle more Into the Dark, mainly because they're too white movement. So they, in a single move, they won't clear a single square. So you're going to have to rely on move and dashes. But they have some tweaks, you know, like little tricks to get around that. But they're much better on open, I would say. But there's still a nice kill team. Then you've got Felgor's Ravagers, which are the Beastmen. So you get 10 of them, and they're completely broken. I'm unfortunately not lying. They have the ability called Frenzy, where the moment they die, instead of dying, they frenzy. And while frenzy, they only die at the end of the turning point, or at the end of the battle, the end of their activation, or if you strike them with the crit in combat, or if you strike them with 2 hits in combat over multiple combats. So you have this weird thing where this kill team doesn't die, and they all have 10 wounds minimum. So they have like crazy bulk, and they're all minimum 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4, 5 in combat. And even if you charge them, you'll trigger frenzy. I get into it in my video. You know, I'm so used to explaining and venting. It's better just to watch the video. But basically, they're probably the best kill team in the game. Easily like S tier. like just from the bat, and probably the best kill team on Into the Dark, with maybe their only counter being Void Dancer Troop, Segaratch's Jest, but only because of dice. Otherwise, they do look nice, and they are a brand new model, brand new models, but they're broken. Just broken. But anyway, you've got two kill teams. One really nice, well-balanced, pretty strong, but with some nice flaws. And then some kill team that you just don't want to think. You just want to run in and kill. It's fine. It's a kill team for you. And also if you want to finish games really quickly. It's good. As for the terrain, once again, we're back Into the Dark with the same terrain with different upgrade sprues now. So this time we're doing escape pods. So we have mini drop pods, perfectly sized for Votann, by the way. And you get all the rules for the terrain, which is really good. And once again, I like that it's formatted to the contents and the models of the books. But it's like you're fighting over like sci-fi zones. You've got stasis pods. I like that drop pods are the escape pods. It's just nice. And the missions are interesting. Like, they're quite funny because the narrative missions are interesting. They're not balanced, right? Some of the drop zones are effectively next to each other, but the main plan is you're not trying to kill, you're literally trying to run away while the ship is blowing up. But it's like you're both running toward the same place, and then you're running, you turn to your side and you're like, oh, that's the enemy. I can kill them. But it's like, I need to get off the ship so I don't die. And it's really funny where you can just you can have scenarios in the mission where someone has to go into the drop pod and then someone outside then has to activate and set them free. So no one can just go it's the worst drop pod system ever. Someone outside has to activate it, right? But you can have this scenario, right, where someone goes into a drop pod and then you charge and kill that person in the drop pod and then go in yourself. But then they go and charge and do this. So you can have this Benny Hill thing of I'm going in the drop pod and no, I am. So I actually kind of like this. It's really fun. It's nice. I really like how there's a lot of fun in the narrative missions for this. And it actually uses, some of the maps uses multiple sets of Into the Dark because this is the fourth box, sorry. So it's assuming you have multiple sets, which is not bad considering it is the fourth box. And, to be fair, this is probably the most fun I've seen in a kill team book outside of the annual. So I actually really like the narrative missions. They're nice fun. You definitely should play them. But remember, it's not about killing. It's literally if anyone can get to an escape pod, just intact. I wouldn't play with GA2 guys because, you could have two GA2 guys go you're going to go into the pod and push? It's no, we're both going into the pod. Someone else can push. It's great. I like that. So overall, what do I think of Gallowfall? It's kind of the same again, but it's a really weird box, mainly due to the power of the kill teams inside. Once again, I'd say it's a nice culmination of this actual campaign because this is the first time we've seen it for 40k for kill team, and I actually like the loop it's had. I just it will never get over to me how funny it is playing those missions where you're supposed to try and seriously save each other and you're just no, I'm going in the drop pod. It's perfect and I love it because of unintentional griefing. But I like the narrative completeness of it, and I actually like both kill teams visually. As I said, I prefer the Leagues of Votann with all the helmets. And the Leagues of Votann offer a really interesting way to play. They're a really smartly designed kill team. They're strong, but they will generally win shootouts, but you have to play quite cautiously with them. You can't overextend, and you can only punish once the opponent's been sufficiently murdered enough, so you can push forward. They don't have any silent weapons, which makes them very fair, and they have lots of ways to make their drop zone safe from shooting, and I like that. They have some flaws, but they have a lot of strengths, and they require you to play kill team slightly differently because, we've got a lot of aggressive play, but this kill team really rewards you for being defensive. And I like that they're 7 wounds and a 3-up save and hit on 4s, because if they were 8 wounds hit with a 4-up save hit on 3s, I think they'd probably be too oppressive because they would you actually want more wounds to take shootouts better because, on the tabletop, that's how they are. But I like how they're done. I think they're really good. At least A tier, I would say. Then you've got Felgor's Ravagers, which are just broken. They're S tier. I'm genuinely not trying to rant or get like, you know, screamy, shouty, angry, but I could go like, I was going to do a skit where I go like, I'm fine, go crazy, and then cut back to me like in a straitjacket. Like, no, there's no point. I've gotten so angry, I've gone beyond that. If you want to see the full, how I break them down for how broken they are, just watch the video. And that's the disappointing thing. It's like, if I was a competitive player, I'd go, yeah, buy the Felgor's Ravagers. You only need one box of them, and they are just, you'll just steamroll people. You'll just steamroll people, especially in Into the Dark. So it's disappointing there. But for pros and cons, you generally have everything you need to play. The only thing you're missing is just dice and like tape measures and stuff. But, you know, you get a complete experience in the box. I really like the narrative missions, and I really like the League of Votann. Like the Heatherkin Salvagers, they're a really good kill team. I think I can appreciate how they've been designed and balanced. They're still really strong. And I like the look of both teams, especially the Votann with the helmets. They've really grown on me. Downside, once again, it's the same terrain in every box, just with a slightly different upgrade sprue. And because it's narrative only, you're not really going to use it. And if you've been buying 4 boxes, you now have 4 sets of Into the Dark terrain, which is great if you play 40k. But if you're not, you're just like bouncing on eBay or giving it to your store, something like that. And then the biggest downside is just the Felgor Ravagers are just completely broken. They are the best kill team on release since, I think they're even better than Pathfinders, probably. Maybe they're definitely, I think, at Pathfinder level, pre-nerf. But they're just broken, and it's disappointing because people are going to get a really bad experience if they try and buy this as a box and play like the Votann against the Beastmen, because I have no idea how the Votann are supposed to beat the Beastmen, especially Into the Dark. So that's just the main downside there. But overall, would I recommend this box? And I think I would. I really like the narrative missions, but also the League of Votann. And begrudgingly, I like Felgor's Ravagers because they are so broken. It's like the pure competitive side of me goes, if you're a competitive player, you will buy this just so you have the Beastmen now, and you can just roll face with them until they eventually get nerfed, even though they need an emergency nerf. But inside of me, there is disgust because of how broken they are. And I, once again, completely stress, never take it out on the player. It's not the player's fault. It's never the player's fault. So I don't want people going, oh, look, you're playing Beastmen. How dare you? Just don't do that, right? You know, as long as they're open about, like, look, I'm playing this kill team because they're just the strongest. Like, that's fine, right? Don't take it out on the player. But I still would recommend it. Overall, it's a really good box. It just has a lot of, like, 2 big downsides. First one is Felgor's Ravagers themselves, and then it's just the terrain repeating. I would have really liked some new terrain, and overall, that was just the main downside of the Gallowfall Dark season. Having the same terrain every box, just been a little bit disappointing. But overall, I think it's a good box. Just, we've gone from, like, the extreme of Shadow Vaults, from being everyone really weak, to now Gallowfall going up with the crazy power creep. But yeah, I'd still recommend it. So until next time, remember, I'll have article versions if you prefer articles, and full videos on each kill team in the episode description. But please remember to like and subscribe as well as comment. Let me know what you thought of this video. Do you agree, disagree? Are you going to buy Gallowfall or not? And remember, I've got a Discord you can check out for free in the episode description below, as well as an affiliate link to Element Game, which will net you to about 20% discount at no additional cost to yourself, helping to support me and the channel. Hopefully you'll be able to buy Gallowfall this time, but we'll see. And remember, I've got a Patreon if you want to give me some more support, and I'll quickly shout out my patrons. So for my adepts of the crit, I have Tool Bardin, Sam, Robin, NinjaLee83, Nicholas, Nick, Kenzie, John Thomas, Eric, Captain Murder, Dad of Goldens, Average Joe 27, Arthur, and then for my veterans of the crit, I have Sam Joe. So thank you so much. Your support really means a lot to me and helps support the channel. So yeah, we are coming to the end of Into the Dark, and soon we'll be free to play in the open fields of open play and the jungle. But until next time, no matter what falling down the Gallow Dark Fall will bring, there's always a chance to win and escape with your life in that drop pod, as long as you can roll a crit.